What I think a house is worth, what you think it's worth, what the homeowner thinks it's worth, means nothing. It's only worth what someone is willing to pay for it, right? And people will only pay what other people have paid for similar properties. That's what you have to remember. What I bought it for, what I spent on it has nothing to do with what it's worth. All right, comping a house. So with tools, we're gonna need access to the MLS and the county assessor. I'm gonna jump into it here in a minute. Don't forget to tell me I saw you point at me, thank you. Remind me again, I'll forget. So the steps, real simple. Very simple process, don't overthink this. We're gonna find the legal edition, we're gonna set up geographic boundaries. Then we're gonna input our comparable specs, same bed count, same bath count, 250 square feet, bigger, smaller. And then we're gonna sort the results we're gonna look for actives, pendings, and solds. We're gonna sort the results by closed price per square foot. So if it's not closed, it's pending or active, it's not really a comp. We can use those to gauge what the market is doing, but it's not really a comp because I haven't closed yet. You don't know what the value is gonna be when it actually closes. So we're gonna sort by closed price per square foot. It's gonna put the highest square foot at the top and the lowest square foot at the bottom. So theoretically, it's the nicest house at the top and the least nice house at the bottom. Does that make sense? Because I'm doing price per square foot. So then I'm gonna start at the top and work my way down. And I'm gonna figure out where does my property fit in that list of comps. Does that make sense? So if I start at 150 a foot and it goes down to 100 a foot, and I say, okay, this one's nicer than mine, this one's nicer than mine, this one's nicer than mine. Oh, I'm nicer than this one, I'm nicer than this one. So I know kind of where I fit in line, and right here is $110 a foot. So that's the comp of my house. Does that kind of make sense? I'll show you, it'll make more sense as I walk through it. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna run. Does anyone have a house that they would like comped? Yeah. You got one?
I got one really good one I need comped.
Okay. Like a good one, like it'll be easy and fun, or it's gonna be like making you sweat?
Like I have an appointment with her later this afternoon.
Is it in a neighborhood?
Is it like do my job for her?
Is it in Oklahoma County?
Yeah.
Okay, so Oklahoma County Assessor Office, Oklahoma County Assessor website is really good. Any other county is really bad. And so if you're outside of Oklahoma County, I'd recommend just doing Realist. Yeah, on the MLS, thank you. Realist sometimes pulls data from the MLS and it kind of commingles it a little bit in the county. I like to see the different data and compare it. Because sometimes the county might say a certain square footage and the MLS might say something different. So you just want to kind of compare it all and make sure you're asking the right questions. Okay, what is the address?
3432 Northwest, 160th Street.
All right, so this is the county assessor. Shows you the owner, shows you what they paid for it, shows you when they bought it, shows you what the taxable market value is, which is never really that accurate. It even gives you some comps as well, but again, not really accurate. It's better to do it. But really what I'm looking for is the square foot. I come down here, I'm looking for year built and square foot. So now that I know it's built in 2018 and it's 1,500 square feet and 1 story, I can also click on, click here, and it'll show me the building. So I see it's 1-story building, 1,500 square feet, built in 18. It's on a slab, 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, central heat and air. It just kind of gives me some basic specs about the house that was submitted by the builder when it was built. The older the house is, the less accurate it might be. And then obviously you can see the exterior of the house. So I know it is an 18 built, 1,500 square foot house. So let's go into the MLS. Oh, and I need a legal edition, which I can find right here, if you didn't know what it was. So you can come into Ironstone. So I'm gonna copy them. It's Ironstone Phase 2. So remember this, if you see kind of how, see how it says Ironstone PH and it spells out the letter 2? On the county, Ironstone Phase 2 might have 80 houses in it, and half of them say Ironstone PH TWO. Some of them say Ironstone ADD 2 with a number 2. Some of them say Ironstone Phased number 2. So they're all different. So when you're looking for additions, copy and paste the main word. So we're going to copy that. So we're going to go in the MLS. We're going to go to residential. We're going to go search residential quick. And this is where we're going to input all the criteria for our spec homes, or all the spec criteria for the homes we're going to be looking for. So we're We're gonna do actives, pendings, and solds. The only thing we can really look at for comps is solds, but I want actives and pendings to see what the market's trending towards, right? Typically, 6 months ago, I would say you wanna go out 180 days. You wanna go out 6 months into the past to look for comps. You can't really do that now. So now we're gonna go back 90 days and see if we can find the comps. If we can't, we'll go back further, but we're gonna adjust based on the market. So we're gonna go actives, pending, solds in the last 90 days. Legal edition, we're gonna paste, it's gonna say Ironstone. So remember, it might have anything else after it. So we're gonna do Ironstone, asterisk. So you put the star behind it, and that's gonna look for the word Ironstone and then anything else. Ironstone phase 1, phase 2, PH, TWO, ADD1, anything. It's gonna look for anything after Ironstone. So anytime you input a criteria, you can look down here at the bottom and it shows you how many matches are matching the criteria you plugged in. So actives, pending, solds in 90 days. In Ironstone, there's been 16 matches so far. So remember, we really need 4 to 6 to give us a real good idea. So I'm gonna keep dwindling it down. So it's 1,500 square feet. So I'm gonna go to like, we'll call it 1,800, we'll call it 1,200 to 1,800 square feet. Come on. And I'm gonna look for 3 beds. Okay, so they're all basically that. So actives, pending, solds, 90 days, Ironstone, 1,200 to 1,800 square feet, 3 beds, 15 matches. So now I'm gonna go to results and see what I've got. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pending. So there's 8 solds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8 solds, 6 pendings, and 1 active that I can look for these comps in. So again, most people, if you haven't manipulated your MLS yet, you will see, this is what it'll go to agent single line, and this is all you'll see. So what I encourage people to do, I look at list price per square foot and close price per square foot every time I'm on the MLS. So if you click, you hover over the column where there's 4 arrows. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's got 4 arrows, like I'm gonna move something. Don't do it where you've got the hand, because that'll just sort it. Move it where there's 4 arrows, and it's gonna give you a drop down. You wanna insert column, and then I want LPSF, list price per square foot, and CPSF, close price per square foot. And you can add them, and you can see it'll add it to the, so it adds it right here. And then when you do that, go up to this little manage display, this pencil and paper, and you can hit save as copy, and you can call it whatever you want. So I called mine years ago, I called it open house, because this is what I printed when I went to an open house. So I have close price per square foot, year built, list price per square foot, days on market I added too, because I like to see that when I'm comping houses, and close price. So I've got the comps, I got the specs set up, right? So I found the legal edition, got the specs set up. I'm gonna sort by price per square foot. So it's highest price per square foot at the top, lowest at the bottom. You can see the ones that don't have any, that means they're pending or solds. So we're gonna use those, but we're really looking for closeds. And then we're gonna start with the highest comp, go down the list until you find where your home fits. So this is where I always tell my clients this too. If someone gives you a value of a home before they've stepped foot in the home, they haven't looked at the home, they're guessing, right? So I always tell my clients, I come with a ballpark, but I say I don't really know until I see inside the home, because your home might be a lot better, might be a lot worse, whatever. But now that I've seen it, I'm gonna go back, do some homework, and I'll give you my opinion on evaluation. But to walk into a house and be like, oh, it's gonna sell for this, is, I think, a little bit arrogant. I don't think you're just trying to sound like you know what you're talking about. When in reality, you have no idea what these other houses look like. So if you've been in the home, have you been in the home? Okay, so you're gonna tell me you're gonna tell me where to place it. Tricky thing was like, oh wait, you guys forgot something. You guys today. So we're gonna do 2020 and older, because I'll bet okay, so it pulled one out. So there was one house built in 2020, 2021, and 2022. I'm gonna pull those out, because ours is 18. So I'm really looking from like 15 to 19 is kind of what I'm looking for in this range. I could probably, in new construction, I probably don't need to, because they probably all have 2. So if I put 2 in here, they all have 2. So yes, I should have for this example. I'm kind of, same with the year built, most of them are gonna be all in this. So these new construction neighborhoods, you know, people call them cookie cutter. They have different elevations, different floor plans, but they're all between 12 and 1,500, you know, this neighborhood is all between 12 and 1,500 square foot, 3 bed, 2 bath.
It's all Tabor home grade.
They're Tabor, okay, yeah, so they're all very comparable homes.
Can you blow that up, like Control Plus on that? Thank you.
Is that okay? Can you still see that? Okay, I'll go in higher. So, yeah, so again, got the specs, active bidding sold 90 days, Ironstone community, 12 to 1,800 square feet. I went up about 200 feet and down about 200 feet, 250, down 250. 3 beds, 2 baths, 2021 or older. 2021 minus means 2021 or older. If I wanted to do 2021 or newer, I do that, and there's only one, right? So that means older than 2021. And then I go to my results. I got my properties here. So this is in the property view. So I'll go to this display is how you control what you're looking at. So I go to my open house. I'm gonna go over here to price per square foot, filter it for the top, and then we're just gonna click on it, click on the nicest one. This is the nicest one for whatever reason. We're gonna start going through it. So these new constructions too, there shouldn't be a ton of variation. So 210 all the way to 175. That's quite a bit of variation for a new construction neighborhood. So these lower ones might be backing up to some power lines, or you know, there might be weird things like that. There could be a oil wellhead across the street in some of these new construction neighborhoods. So we're just gonna go through here and we're gonna see if it's nicer or better than ours. And really what we're looking at is kitchen. I'm looking at kitchen, flooring, and bathrooms. That's about it. Everything else is paint and windows. So carpet versus hardwood, tile versus blah, blah, blah. Granite, open floor plan versus not, you know, just kind of kitchen, flooring, and bathrooms are my rule of thumb. So tell me, and we don't have to look at all the pictures. If you know this is nicer, we'll just go on. Okay, ours is not as nice. So
It has an expired listing on it, by the way.
oh, so I can see it? What's the address? Okay, so this is our subject property. Pictures are good. Picture rotation's not good. So it's got ceramic faux wood tile, odd paint color, builder carpets. Tankless water heater, but I'll bet they all have that in that neighborhood. Yeah, no value there. Okay, so it's got some odd stuff. A coat of paint will go a long way in this house, long way. And what I'd recommend is make it match exactly what the new construction houses are doing. Go find a house that the painter's in and ask them what paint color it is. Okay. So now we've seen it, we're gonna go through. This one's nicer. Here's the next one. Another perfect example. This thing costs 6, 7, 8 grand. You may get some value, 2, 3 grand you wanna add on top of it, but not a ton. They poured extra patio, same thing. 6 grand for the patio or something. You're not gonna get all that value out of it. So this has engineered wood floors instead of our ceramic tile. It's got open floor plan. Our kitchen wasn't open. It was a galley kitchen in the back of the house. Around the back, yeah. So this is the same floor plan as that first house. Oh, never mind. So again, I'd say nicer. Just a better color scheme. It's staged a lot better. Is it vacant right now still? Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna keep going. And when you get really good at being a realtor, you can go like this and you can just see everything. You don't have to look at it because it's all the same. It's all the same, guys. Again, much better floor plan, much better finishes. It's got the engineered floor. Yeah, much better. Keep on going. So this has got the faux wood ceramic like us, similar flooring, much better color scheme. That better floor plan, that open kitchen of ours. I didn't look at our bathrooms. Is there a picture of the bathroom? No. Okay, but they all look like that. Nicer bathroom, yeah. All right. So this has the tile floors too. Again, better floor plan, better color scheme. Oh, this one's pending, okay. I think we do, I want to find one with a kitchen like ours. That's what I want to find. Same floor plan. Who built this one? Ideal or?
Those are all Tabor's.
Yeah, I can tell these are. Oh, home creation, okay. Yeah, you can tell the Tabor has a, I think better, Tabor has pretty good floor plans. So here's a similar color scheme. It's got the engineered wood. Yeah, you can just tell. That's another thing is you might look at home creations. You can see the home creation houses are all, these top 6 houses are all Tabor. They put more finishes in. They put a storm shelter in everything. They fence everything. They usually do, they do more stuff.
So I have a question on the area.
Uh-huh.
So if you go back to criteria, or to the map, usually what I'll do is I'll just draw kind of a square around that area and then take out the legal description. Is that still okay to do, or does it have to have the legal description?
No, it doesn't have to. So like these new builds are real easy because they're sectioned. I mean, you can see the neighborhood stops right there, right? I mean, this is the neighborhood. If you go into I mean, even into, you know, Old Edmond, like this is probably 10 different neighborhoods, right? But it's all the same section. It's all 10 different neighborhoods. So you might only be able to comp this little section and not with this. So this new house is easy because I can plug it in and it draws a perfect square for me. But like if I plug it in, you know, in like an older neighborhood, I might plug it in and that neighborhood might only be 2 streets here, that addition. So then I say, okay, 2 streets isn't enough. So I'm gonna draw a square around this section because I know these are all similar houses. So you can draw squares, but if it's a newer home, again, built after the 70s or so, that's when they really started sectioning communities off kind of with fences and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So 80s, 70s, you can really just plug in a neighborhood community and it'll give you a good square. The Village is a good example too. You know, this is all called, you know, if I typed in Cassidy, it's gonna pull this, it's gonna pull like some of this, some of that, and a little bit of that. So it's gonna pull a couple different developments. So I would actually draw a square because I want it to be inside these main roads, right? Main roads create geographical boundaries, like a main roads or highways, stuff like that. So you really wouldn't want to comp this with this if you can avoid it, and this with that if you can avoid it, and stuff like that. Does that make sense? You can create geographical boundaries if it's a weird, odd community. But again, newer homes, they do that for you. They create the boundaries for you. Okay, we're gonna keep going through here. Man, I think if we paint it, I think we're kind of in our range. Here's another Tabor house. You can just, I'd say this is a pretty close one if we paint it. Look at our cabinets. Dog. That's weird. So this has carpet in the living. See, you know, we can kind of come down on comps a little bit. It's got carpet. So I'd probably put it, probably put it around these two I checked. So I'd put it around 180 to 183 a foot. So what was it at? It was at 207 a foot? Okay, that's a tough conversation. So
Not when you do this, it's just like an easy conversation.
283 is what I'd probably do. So we're about 40 grand off. You think they're gonna be, no? Then, so we talked about this. There's only two things you can do to a house to get it to sell. Decrease the price or increase the condition. That's it. There's nothing else. There's no secret way to market it. There's no secret sauce to do anything, blah, blah, blah. Decrease the price or increase the condition. The house will sell when the market thinks the price meets condition. The market will dictate the price. Get that tattooed on yourself somewhere. It's a great way to blame the market, not you, for something happening. So if it's not selling, and that's why I tell sellers, we'll list it at whatever you want. Here's what I think it's probably gonna go at. I think it's gonna go around the 285 range, maybe 290 because there's only one house available, right? So scarcity creates more demand, so there's less available in there. Someone likes this neighborhood. So I think we're gonna be around the 280, 290 range. You wanna list it at 321, we'll do it, but here's what I think. But if we wanna try to get that, we really wanna get it, I think we need to paint the whole thing. Let's see what else we can do with it. Do what? Yeah, I mean, this up front's kind of weird. Does it look weird when you see it in person? Yeah, I mean, just, it's extra. Pull it out, put mulch down. This is all fine. That brown orange has to go. That entryway is just, it's just an odd floor plan.
It's just so dark when you walk in.
Yeah, and they've got brown curtains too, so it's like they're really trying to kill sunlight. And they're doing it. So I think you pull all the window treatments off. I think you paint it that builder gray and white, and it'll look like a whole new house at that point. Okay. Yeah, so and
Good point, it doesn't add value, but it's just for the
also the marketing of it was not done great. I mean, it's just like, I have to go 10 pictures before I see the kitchen. People buy off curb appeal, kitchen, and bathrooms. So why do I go 10? I have to go 13 pictures before I see that. So there's things you can do to make it better. But yeah, I think you paint the whole thing, you pull all the stuff out of it, pull the curtains off, all the window treatments, and paint everything back to its original color. And you'll give yourself a shot. I don't think you have a shot at 320, but it'll give yourself a shot. So I came up with like 285. Does everyone, did we see how we got there, the process of it though? So not overly complicated, and you'll see weird